Hello ESL learners around the world, welcome to our Explicit English channel. In this video, we are going to show you how you can write a strong and successful thesis statement, something that a lot of college students, especially ESL students, struggle with. This is a simple step-by-step presentation that will show you, the ESL learners, how to brainstorm, build, and write a sound and solid thesis statement you will feel proud of. Writing a thesis statement can often be challenging, time-consuming, and confusing. For this reason, intermediate and a lot of advanced English language learners find themselves frequently stuck when they need to write a 5-paragraph essay, whether it be in college or university. Oftentimes we hear these words such as the main idea, key concept, clear argument regarding thesis statements, only to fail to implement such concepts in our writings. Well, fear no more. This presentation will give you a simple example how to brainstorm, build, and write a successful thesis statement for a descriptive essay. The first fundamental step in any writing is to brainstorm ideas about your topic. You never, ever, ever want to skip this part. For instance, let's say you want to write about effects of poverty. So, the effects of poverty would be your topic. Now, you must brainstorm about it. How do you go about that? Well, you will ask yourself, what is it that you already know about poverty? Whatever comes to your mind, you will write it. Now, how do you write it? There are many methods how you can do this. For the purposes of this video and presentation, I have chosen two that I can explain. The first one is called word web. The word web is pretty much a method of brainstorming where you put the topic in the middle, you center it, and then you just write down whatever comes to your mind around it. This is a great way to brainstorm for people who are visual learners. 65% of people are actually visual learners, and many students prefer to do this kind of brainstorming because you clearly build off of your topic and then you just go around and you keep adding the details. So for example, in my case, the effects of poverty, the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about this is hunger. So I write here hunger. Then I think about how poverty is a global problem. Everyone, every country is affected by it. Then I keep thinking further and I come up with lack of money, inequality, scarcity. And at the end, the more I think about it, I keep adding shortness of resources and depression. And I'm done. This is my brainstorm initial process. I just wrote down words that I associate with the topic effects of poverty. Another way we can do this is by using list. List is very effective way to brainstorm for people who prefer to write down their initial ideas. So you just write down your topic and you just jot down the ideas one below another as you go along. Either or will work the same way. The main key here is to write down the words that you associate with your topic. Then you move on to the second step, which is to decide why this topic is relevant and how you can add other details, which will be further elaborated in your essay. Keep in mind that all other supporting details in your body paragraphs and conclusion will be stated to serve to support your thesis statement. You want to ask yourself the following 4 questions. Why is this topic important? Maybe because you're personally interested in it. It's important because you see it as a global issue. What audience are you writing it for? This is very important. You always need to know who your audience is. There may be a difference in writing a descriptive essay for a teacher in college with certain requirements, or for publishing it for the newspapers, or just writing a blog about it in social media. Know your audience. The third question is, what is it you're trying to accomplish by writing about this? Are you trying to convince somebody? Are you trying to explain the effects of poverty and what is it that they do to a society? Or are you trying to take a stand and argue a certain position? And the last step you want to ask yourself is the tone. What kind of tone do you want to write your essay in? For the purposes of this presentation, we said we want to write a descriptive essay about possible effects of poverty. Please keep in mind that answering these questions will help you gain some clarity, as well as connection to the points you have written in your brainstorm step. In most cases, ESL students have a basic knowledge about topics that are commonly given in college or university. Furthermore, the third step is that you start building your thesis based on the previous two steps we have initialized. You will have to choose an argument you would like to explain in your essay. For instance, you may start by writing something like this: effects of poverty are bad. This may serve as a good starting point. However, you may want to avoid using words good or bad. These words are very general, and whatever is good for certain people may not necessarily mean it's good for others, and vice versa. When writing an essay, especially in academic setting, you want to be specific and detailed. Again, as we said, we start off by saying poverty is bad, and then you ask yourself, why is it bad? Then you go back, you look at your step number 1 and step number 2 and see what is that you can add to expand your thesis. In my case, I decided to say something like this: effects of poverty are bad because they create inequality. Now you can notice how I moved from poverty is bad to effects of poverty are bad because they create inequality. Now I think and I ask myself, what else can I add to make it more specific and give it another supporting detail that I may want to elaborate later in my bodies? So I add, the effects of poverty are bad because they create inequality and oppression. So now I went from poverty is bad to effects of poverty are bad because they create inequality, and then the effects of poverty are bad because they create inequality and oppression. So you see how we kept expanding on our thesis statement. The final step is to take your thesis statement and to polish it. What this means, you take your thesis and you ask yourself how you can rewrite it in such a way so that it's explicit. You want to consider describing your topic or describing your supporting details. In my case, I decided to describe my main topic. So I said this: the effects of poverty, a global problem, can create inequality in a society and cause depression. And here it is. This is my thesis. And at this point, I'm done. In this last slide, we can show you how we went from poverty is bad to effects of poverty, a global problem, can create inequality in a society and cause depression. It took us 4 steps to create our thesis statement. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned about creating a thesis statement in this video. And if you would like to have a free class about this writing and a free PDF, please visit explicitenglish.teachable.com. Thank you.